Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Brakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders, apostle, great Milton Ruel. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters, students, wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. And this isn't going to be very long, but I was reading through the book of Judges, and I kind of listened to the audio book, reread, and this is a new tactic that I'm using. It's not really new. I'm redoing it, and it's how you apply language learning. I listen to something to try and understand, and then I read it, and then I read again for the notes, for a more deeper level of understanding. And it helps out quite a bit. Okay, you can listen to it in the NLT or whatever other version, and then you re-listen to it in the KJV, and then you read, and then you read it again. You repeat that process, but while you read, and it kind of you catch things that you don't catch sometimes. And I typed into Grok, how many times did the children of Israel sin against the Lord? And the punishment for sin is putting these other heathen nations up above us. Hence the punishment, or what we're serving now, under the most wicked, right? Under the most bestial man, okay? That subtle serpent and his lawless, wicked. Yeah, the lawless. Let's keep it PG. The lawless, wicked man, right? The wicked, which is thy sword, as the Lord, as David puts in the Psalms. Okay, so what it's breaking down here is the outline, is the pattern. All right, Israel turns away from God often by worshiping other gods, right? Idolatry and disobeying His commands. And one of the other things I picked up on was that the Lord's will always gets done. Okay, and it's either the easy way or it's the hard way. And Jake, we as a people have a legacy of hard-headedness. What does the Lord say? My people are a stiff-necked people. Stiff. Not meaning. Verse. And we'll just get it right here. I think my people are a stiff-necked people. Stiff-necked and rebellious is a good one we can get. Okay, 31:27 through 29. I'm just going to read it here. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive. No, hold on. Yeah, that was more. Okay. Yeah, well, it does get the example. But, and the Lord tells Moses, I have seen them, they're stiff-necked. Is it? Let me just read it. Let me make sure I'm not skipping over something. That's not it. Gosh, man. For my people are a necked people. Something like that. We got to get that, though. We definitely got to. Okay, maybe I am. Exodus 32:9, and then Exodus 33:5. So we'll just go there. Exodus 32:9. Let's see. And the Lord said unto Moses, I've seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Yep, okay. And then what was it, 33:5? Straight to the point. For the Lord had said unto Moses, say unto the children of Israel, ye are a stiff-necked people. I will come up into the midst of thee in a moment and consume thee. Therefore now put off thine ornaments from thee, that I may know what to do unto thee. And the children of Israel stripped themselves of their ornaments by the Mount of Horeb. Okay, so yeah, those were the two things that I wanted to get. And a pattern I saw here, one of the first things I read was how the Lord told our forefathers to completely wipe Canaan out of the land, and they didn't do it. And then if you read a little bit further in the end of the Judges, actually, we'll go there real quick. We're going to go to both. I was just in it. Too far. Judges. And it's towards the end here. Yeah, so Judges 1:27. Okay, neither did Manasseh drive out the inhabitants of Bethshean and her towns, nor Tanakh and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Dor or her towns, nor the inhabitants of Ibleam or Ibleam and her towns, right? They didn't drive them out, but the Canaanites would dwell in that land. It came to pass when Israel was strong that they put the Canaanites to tribute and did not utterly drive them out. All right, so they turned them into slaves. The Lord told them to get them out of the land, right? So it's showing they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And let's see. It said the Lord will test Israel with those inhabitants, right? So they could have had it easy if they'd have drove them out the first time, but nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges. Hold on. I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died, that through them I may prove Israel. Yep, down here, so 21 and 22, Judges, verse 21 and 22. So because they were not driven out, there was many battles between the Philistines, the 5 nations of the Philistines, right? The Canaanites, those people, or the 5 kings in the Philistine land, and Israel ended up being slaves under these people. The cards ended up being reversed. Why? Because there is a recompense for disobedience, and that is something we need to hone in on, especially now. All right, the Bible tells us just because the Lord doesn't judge a matter speedily, right? People think that they've gotten away. Don't ever think that you've gotten away, and that is an important rule of thumb, to remain humble. All right, you want to be humble and, to the best of your ability, obedient and repentant, because you never know. The Lord can and will pull your card, our card, at any time. And we think we've gotten away with something, all right? And don't be foolish enough to think that you've gotten away with anything. It is better to just be upright as best as you can and repent when you know you've gone off. Okay, so we'll read the book of Judges, outlines a pattern. Okay, Israel turns away from God, right, via idolatry. Okay, that's their spiritual fornication. He allows the oppressor to dominate them as punishment. Israel cries out in distress. Yahweh raises a judge. Okay, and what happens is after that judge dies, niggas is going to nig, and they go right back into their foolish behavior. Okay, the cycle repeats multiple times here, with specific episodes tied to different judges or events. Okay, here's below is the analysis. Okay, so the initial apostasy, you have Judges 2 and 11 through 19. The sins, the Lord, they did evil in the Lord's eyes and served Baal. Okay, and the same thing, God delivers them into the hands of the oppressors. Okay, Othniel was the first judge. So you can scroll through this, take your screenshots or type it in on your own and find it and read it. Okay, sin before Deborah, and then don't let these Christians tell you Deborah was a prophet. Barak did the work. Okay, Barak was the savior. All right, and you can read through all of Judges, and I suggest listen to the audiobook and do the tactic I showed you. It helps. It really does. You pick up on things that you didn't pick up on before, right? The little scriptures tell you seek your first works, and that is something I had to do because you will be low. Like I said, I say that a lot. You are going to experience lows and you're going to experience highs, and when you're in these lows, you got to dig and you got to fight. All right. There's Gideon is the next one here. Okay, sin after Gideon. After Gideon's death, the Israelites turned again and prostituted themselves with Baal, making Baal Berith their god. Okay, and that, if you have ever tried to give the truth to a family member, you break it down. I mean, you give it all from the front to the top, from head to toe, rooted to the tutor. You break everything down, and they're like, man, this is beautiful, and you thinking, wow, they understand. And the next thing you know, you see them tomorrow and they doing the exact same thing that they've been doing. And you look at them like, yo, what's up? You're like, yeah, I know, but booty blah blah blah, this, that, and the third. And at that point, hey man, that's Jake, stiff neck, hard head. What is Baruch for? Baruch chapter 4 tell us, we were sold unto nations not for our destruction, right? Baruch. Yeah, Baruch 4 and 6. Ye were sold unto the nations not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies. And let me read this. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to Yahweh. Ye forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nourished you. All right, for when she saw the wrath of Yahweh coming upon you, she said, Hearken, O ye that dwell about Zion. God hath brought me great mourning. And as you can see, we are still in that. You don't know where your food comes from. Your air is not clean. Your food is not clean. Your food, your seeds, fruit that should have seeds don't have no damn seeds. Have you tried to find a seeded watermelon during the summer when it's in season? Damn near impossible. It is absolutely insane, and you don't even know the hell that you're in until the Lord opens your eyes and you gain a proper understanding of this truth. All right, so the moral of the story here, I don't want to be too long. Like, you can take your screenshot, right, and you can also just type it in and have this lined up as you please. And if you're newer, you can take these notes and read through it. Go to them, read it, listen to it as I showed. All right, and gain some understanding. Right, work out your salvation. But yeah, well, again, at the end of the day, the moral of the story is, one, you want to be humble and repentant and walk upright to the best of your ability. And two, there's an easy way and there's a hard way. Obedience the first time around is certainly easier than the Lord forcing obedience, forcing his will, right? Because you are not going to do anything but make it harder on yourself. You think that you're going to be able to make your own path and choose your own way. You have just been put in a trick bag, right? Isaiah 55, what does it tell you? My ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. All right, his ways are higher than our ways. How can you be so proud to think that you are above the Creator, the God that created you? What are you, an Edomite? A foolish Edomite? Don't let that pride be your destruction, okay? Be repentant, be humble, be contrite. Do your best to be obedient the first time around. Correct yourself, right? He that judges himself doesn't need to be judged by any man, roughly paraphrased. So I pray that you are edified by this. I pray that this is something that you can take to heart and really work on, because it is literally a life-saving measure. So with that being said, shalom.